Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to ENFP Mail. Today I get to interview Noor. Did I say your name correctly?
Yes.
All right, so Noor, welcome. You were officially typed as an ENTP recently, but what kind of ENTP are you? Can you give us your animal stack, your sexual modalities?
Yeah. So I'm a double masculine, NETI, consume, play, sleep, blast.
When you got your type back, what did you think and how did you feel?
I wasn't surprised. I was like, that makes sense. um, yeah, that's basically it. Because you're supposed to give your type um, when you're getting typed. You're supposed to like have a line of what type you think you are.
Yeah.
I thought I was double feminine, NETE, play, consume, sleep, blast.
Oh,
So,
you thought you were an ENFP.
yeah. Yeah.
And then did they explain why they thought you were an ENTP?
Yeah, they did. So their audios, they explained, but also I don't know. I kind of so okay. I have like a history with because I have a YouTube channel. So I started thinking I was an INTP, and then from an INTP I moved on to I'm like it doesn't seem right. So I was like maybe I'm an ENTP, and then for about a year I thought I was NETI. And then when I started understanding a little bit more about the cognitive functions and everything, I was like, any TE also makes sense, any FE makes sense, any FI makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I could see all of them kind of.
Yeah.
So I was definitely like any T something, thinking mostly because like a lot of people who I have spoken to in regards to all this, they're like, you seem more like a thinking type.
Yeah.
I didn't really buy it, but I'm also like masculine FE, so that makes sense. So I can see like the contrast.
Did you think you were double feminine because your top two function is double feminine, like NETI is both feminine, right?
Yeah, no, I thought I was feminine sensing and feminine tribe.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, gotcha.
yeah, so
No,
I thought I was.
but my
Sorry?
question was, did you think that because your first two function, that's your most predominant one, and that's how you would feel, right? Like you would feel like you're double feminine as a result of your first two function being NETI. I know what you're saying,
Oh, okay.
but like
I guess to a certain extent, I don't know, because like I can also see double masculine because I did have the whole debate like was I masculine sensory or masculine or feminine sensory.
yeah,
And I get like for the longest time I was like, yeah, I'm masculine S, but then at the end I was like, maybe I'm not, so I just put feminine. Um, I don't know. I could see it, like I could see why I am like It wasn't particularly a shock, I guess. Yeah, I think perhaps maybe I get what you're saying. I'm sorry, I'm just.
yeah, no worries. So you have blast last,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be your biggest demon. And interestingly enough, your FE and SI are also both masculine. So, typically the demon only comes out at extreme stressful situations.
Mhm.
So, have you pissed off people as a result of having that double masculine blast that came out of nowhere and just, control the tribe essentially,
Mm-hmm. I don't. Just yeah, yeah. I'd say that. Yeah, I yes, I have
You have
a
a
lot.
story where you did that? Like the double masculine blast came out. It never comes out because it's fourth, right? So like
Yeah.
it randomly came out and then suddenly you pissed off your tribe. It's also SF, so
It was somewhat recent. Like I remember this so vividly because I felt bad. So my roommate, there's essentially just like so when you're supposed to do your laundry here, you have like a laundry card
yeah,
and you fill it up, um, and you do your laundry. Like you first top it up and then you do your laundry and then you like tap the card or whatever.
right.
My roommate, she like we came in college at the same time. She didn't. It'd been like 3 months and she hadn't like loaded her laundry cart just because she was like, I can't figure it out. And I was like, it's not that difficult. Like you go to the machine, you give your laundry card, you give your card, you put in the pin, you get it done. And then she's like, okay, I'll go next week. And then we were like sitting at the cafeteria, and then like this is 3 months in, she's like, yo, can I borrow your laundry card? And then I was like, when are you gonna get your card done? Or I don't know, I don't even remember what I said, but like I remember her facial expressions just like completely change. And I mean, I was like, I assumed that was my SF double masculine, like, because normally I'm not like that, but it's just like, bro, no. And I was just like, and then I felt bad immediately. So I was like, okay, you can use my card, but you need to figure out how to like get your shit done. And then she was like, no, it's fine, I'll figure it out. Like she said that. And I was like, okay.
So now she can use her card now?
I went with her one day, and I was like, I will come with you and I will show you how I top up my card.
Okay.
So we went together, and then like it was just, I don't know why she didn't get it. Like it was just, you just do the normal stuff you do, you know?
Yeah, well, not everyone's an NT, right?
It wasn't even NT though. Like she did it in front of me, and I think she did it fine. Like,
okay. She was just procrastinating then?
Apparently not, because she went there, she like apparently couldn't use the machine. I don't understand. Then she went to like the principal or whoever like is responsible for all of that.
Yeah.
And she still couldn't get it done. The person was like, this is your card, you need to get a new card made. Like I don't even understand why she went through all of that. Like,
yeah.
So stupid. But anyway.
It sounds like she has NT demon or something.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I can't tell. But
can't figure it out, right? Can't figure it out. So that's like NT, right? Because NT people like to figure things out. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So it could be like, you know, her third or fourth demon is NT from the story.
Maybe. I don't know. I know she's an EP or an IJ. I guess, yeah, NT. Because like she has math problems, and then she's just gonna like come in. She's like, I don't understand how to do this. I need to do it with people. And I was like, okay. But like usually what's for me, or like it's math. I like doing it on my own just because like I like the process.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So sounds like she has also TE, because she's trying to get you to help her make it work for her. So she wants you to TE with her, but you don't have TE, you have TI, right? So that's why you like to prefer to do your math problems by yourself, because it's with yourself. It's for self, right? Like you don't have TE, so like
she doesn't really tell me to do it because like we're not in the same class, but like just in general but she also doesn't like asking people for help. I don't know, she has that like conflict.
Okay, so it sounds like a demon. Like the TE is a demon then. Like she has TE and it's a demon.
She definitely has a masculine TE, because she's just like, she's the first one to write emails if there's any problem in the room. She's like, and I'll have other people figure it out, you know. Just very, I don't like, she's punchy with the tribe. She gets other people to do stuff. That's like, that's very admirable, I think.
Gotcha. But you have you're also you also have masculine FE, right? So what's that like for you?
So that's why I thought I had TE, like feminine TE, because I'm very bad at like approaching people and asking for help. But I'm definitely, at least like from the audios that Dave and Shen, or at least Shen was talking about, like how FE is like talking about your feelings extrovertedly.
Yeah.
Which is what I do. And she's like, she saw my YouTube channel and she was like, yeah, that's exactly like your entire channel is that only. So I guess I can see that. I don't know. I don't particularly, I'm not punchy with my feelings when it comes to the tribe. Like, so I can't really, I don't, maybe I don't have the definition of FE correctly nailed down.
Well, there's two things. So first, FE means your emotions are not personal. So it's easy for you to share emotions because it's not personal. Would you agree with that? Like, you know, because I have FI, right? So for me, I don't like to share my feelings with people, like unless they're inside my FI already. Like if it's my girlfriend, okay, sure. But I'm not gonna tell people, like strangers, about my feelings. It's none of your business, right? It's not personal, you know. So if I talk to someone with so my girlfriend always has issues with FE users, because not everyone, but like lead FE users, like an ESFJ or ENFJ, because usually they want they're enforcing her to talk about her feelings. And for her, it's like, it's none of your business. It's my feelings, and I keep it myself, you know? So there's a disconnect. So also with FE, you have masculine FE, right? So I think the best thing to describe that is like Gary Vaynerchuk. So I don't know if you've seen his videos, but you know, when he blasts, he's trying to tell you what's cool, right? Because he has SF blast. So he's trying to tell you what's cool. Like, this is what's cool right now, you know?
Oh,
Yeah. So like, that's your blast. Your double masculine blast is like, what's cool, like what's popular, you know, what's trendy, what's like, what looks good, what sounds good, you know? It's like, that's kind of like what your blast. You're like telling people, look, that doesn't look good, or that doesn't sound good. Like, you, I don't know if you resonate with that, but that's pretty much what the SF is. Like, especially if it's masculine, you're trying to enforce what is cool or trendy or looks good or sounds good or whatever, or tastes good.
uh, but I not anymore. But I think like when I was younger, there was definitely I was more like, yo, have you listened to this song? Like, it's so cool. I listened to it before it got popular, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, you did it when you were a kid then.
yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
just very proud of that sometimes. Or like, I came up with this trend before it was even a trend, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's double masculine too, right? So it's very like aggressive. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely telling people like, hey, did you see that thing that I did? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Now your play is NF. So what's your NF play like? Like, do you like to converse with people about like personal development and you know, more abstract stuff in the future that's, you know, more emotional? Like, what's your goal in life? What's your mission? What's your dreams? Like, do you like to talk about the stuff to people?
yeah. For people, like, I guess not anyone, but like people I'm close to ish,
Yeah.
you know. But it's definitely like, it's not a problem for me to talk to anyone about it. Like, but I also need to have that, like, if they're opening up, then I should open up about like whatever the stuff is. But yeah, mostly like for me, lately, by lately I mean like the last 3 years, the biggest part of like my NF play has been OP and MBTI
Yeah.
and stuff. So like anyone I'm talking to, I'm just like, oh, there's this system, and then, you know, it's usually a conversation from there. But yeah, basically.
I'm just looking at your animals, and your first animal is consume, and it's NT. Your second animal is play NF. This means you are doubling down on intuition, but it looks like sensory is something that you're going to have issues with. So can you tell me a little bit about like some of the sensory tidal waves that you had with the SI?
Yeah, I'll tell you one that I had today.
Sure.
So I don't know. Okay, so it's just essentially it's just bad, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's the problem is not with the ideas. It's like with like, I'm just telling you definitions. But today, so I would take a personality class, and then I was trying to study for it, and then there's the textbook, and then there's the lectures, and then there are the notes that I made for my lectures, right? and and I was just like trying to study from all three of them, but all three of them had some different content. It was just like a bit of a variation that I couldn't figure out. And like, I don't know, it was just so frustrating. I ended up like, I came, because we have a common room. So I went, like, my friend was hanging out there, and I started crying. Like, I didn't want to, but I was like, I don't know what to do. Help me. And
Yeah.
then she was like, read one thing and then read the other. But she helped me out. But bottom line, like, something that I realized today, it's just that like, I'm really bad at, or like something that really frustrates me is like, I guess, getting all of the data into like one narrow stream, or like one comprehensive, I guess, definition from like a lot of things that I'm seeing. Does that make any sense?
So you're having trouble balancing your NE and your SI. Like, you gather all this stuff. Now it's time to like organize it. And then you have trouble with that, organizing that, like whatever it is that you gathered. Because now you
Yeah.
have to do SI, and SI is kind of like step by step, right? Like, step one, do this, step two, do this, step three, do this, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like one of your struggles then is, but you're only in your 20s, right?
I'm 19. So
Oh yeah, you're not even in your 20s, you're 19. Yeah, so that's completely normal. Like I'm an ENFP, so I didn't even figure that out until I was in my 30s. So, like I'm in my 30s right now. So like uh
oh,
so
you
yeah,
don't, but
what's that?
you don't look it.
No, yeah, I know. Look, I don't like I'm Asian, so I don't age. But
Okay. I
yeah,
live in Singapore, so I've seen a lot of 30 something
yeah,
Asian.
and they look old.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, maybe because I work out and I eat healthy, so that could be it.
That would make sense.
Now, speaking of working out, you're double masculine. So do you like exercise or like doing physical stuff, or because you're
Yeah,
gonna be you're very kinesthetic then, right? So
yeah. Yes, like yes. When I was a kid, I would like run around and play a lot, and then I grew up there's this time where I like didn't really do much, but I was also like really frustrated. But I mean, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like they're tied together. But and then high school, I was the captain of my basketball team,
oh wow,
and then yeah, and now I'm here. I don't know what to do, so I just kind of like run now and then.
yeah,
I didn't run that much, but like I feel like I need to get. I don't know. It feels better. I don't know, endorphins, I guess.
yeah,
But,
yeah. I think also moving makes you feel better, like doing stuff with your hands or feet or yeah, because
oh
you're
yeah.
with kinesthetic audio, right? So
Mm.
are you also pretty good with music too? Because like earlier you were talking about like, oh, I listened to this music before you did, like you were blasting that, right? So that means you're quite auditory as well. Would you agree with that? Like you have a pretty good ear for music?
Music? No, I don't think so. Like I listen to the same kind of music over and over again. Like I need to have uh, a separate like monthly playlist where like usually uh, before the month starts, I'll go to the Spotify Discover page. I'll add a bunch of music that I know from genres that I like,
Yeah.
and I'll just listen to that over and over again for the entire month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense because it's SI, right? So like you only want to listen to your known sensory stuff already, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm similar to you, right? Like I have also SI. It's also masculine, and I teach spin. I don't know if you've taken a spin class before, but I have this problem where I tend to play like the same music for the spin classes. And again, because I don't want to change it for like I wait till like a month or two later before I change some of the music, Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Like, and also sometimes what I do is associate like feelings with a certain type of music so
Yeah.
that I can come back to that feeling if I ever like if I want to.
Okay. Oh, that's
So
interesting. Um, so you derive emotions out of music then?
yeah, to a certain extent. Like yeah.
Do you
Um
do you think it's because you have a sleep third? Do you think that helps with that or not at all?
with third I don't think it helps with sleep at all because like I'm just like feeling the feelings again. It's not I'm not processing anything, not doing any of that.
Okay, gotcha. Um, now let's talk about your sleep. Your sleep is TISI. So how are you processing, I guess, your known information or your whatever it is that I don't understand TI that much, to be honest. So maybe you can tell me more about that. You do have feminine TI, which is also interesting.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're not very pushy with your logic? Like let's say someone says something that's illogically inconsistent, you're not gonna jump in like correct them, right?
I'll correct them, but then if they want to take it, they don't want to take it. It's like, okay, that's your problem, you know?
Oh, so you don't enforce it. It's just kind of you just mention it casually.
Yeah, it's more, it's also, but I also have feminine NE. So usually I'm not very sure of the concepts that I would be talking about.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like if someone says something and I think it's wrong, I'll either be like, okay, this is my opinion, or um, like I read somewhere X, Y, and Z, and this kind of contradicts your viewpoint. So maybe you can consider that in your theory, or I don't know, research more about it. Maybe you're wrong, maybe you're not. I don't know. You could be.
Got it. So let's talk about your sleep again. So how do you use your sleep processing?
Oh yeah, I journal. Not a lot, but like usually if I have a hard time, I guess, processing things, I'll just be like, I'll write about it. And I don't know if it's I like I don't know if I can describe it as TI, but it's definitely SI, because a lot of like it's very okay, this happened, why did this happen, and then it's gonna go, oh, at this time this happened, maybe this made me feel this way, and then it is definitely like, I guess you could see a structure if you read some of my journal stuff. But yeah, it's I journal, I talk to people, shocking. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do comes out like me talking about it, or like it's never internal, um my processing, I think.
So it's easier for you to process when you talk to people then.
It's either talking to people or writing things down or talking to myself.
Okay, gotcha. Now your consume is double feminine. What's that? What's a double feminine consume like?
Not really sure, but it should probably. And yeah, just I I vary from topics really easily, so like whatever I'm consuming, I'll just be like, oh, okay, this is interesting, and then okay, I'll just give like an actual SI example. So I'm studying for my psych thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll see Freud's theory, and in Freud's theory they'll probably mention something, say, because Jung was like somewhat like Freud, but not really. He has his own theories. So then I'll probably go into Jung, and then from Jung I'll be like, oh, okay, this other person. I'll start researching about this other person. It's just, it's not. I feel like masculine NE would still be a little bit more like consistent in what they're trying to get. Like they have a better sense of what's happening. Whereas, at least for me, it's just I'll just go way too deep, and I don't know. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, I've consumed all this information I'm never going to use again, but at least I have it.
Gotcha.
You have masculine in you, right?
No. I'm masculine feminine. So
Oh,
I have
you
feminine.
have feminine in you then.
Yeah, the same as you.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually whenever I read a book, like I'll read a concept and I'll be like, wow, that's an awesome concept. Then like a week later, I've forgotten already, right? And then it's like it's so annoying because I feel like I needed the information and now it's gone, right? So like I've read so many books and then see I only remember the sensory stuff. Like if it's sensory because I have masculine SI like you, then I'll remember it, right? Like let's say I read a book called Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. It's pretty much how to save money. So I can tell you right now exactly what it is because it was so sensory, step by step. Like step one, do this. Step two, step three, do this. But then I read another book called The One Thing, and then like I know the concept is like to focus on just one thing, but I don't remember what happened in the book. Like I seriously don't remember anything because just because it's not sensory, it's more like concept. It's a concept. So I find that with concepts, I have to read it again. Otherwise, I'll forget.
No, I agree. Like, one of my favorite books is like When by Daniel H. Pink, which is like, it's literally, I love ST books because they're just like telling you exactly what it is, and they usually stick better with me. It's
Yeah.
like, go on. That's all.
No. I agree with you. It's annoying for us with like masculine SI. It's also our fourth, right? So it doesn't make any sense why we pick up the sensory more than like the actual like concept. Like we understand the concept right when we read it, but then the moment the book goes away, it's like it flies out of the head. Now it's like gone, and I'm like what the hell? I have to read it again because I forgot what happened.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So like it's almost like we need to read something and then we need to like narrow it down to like the SI somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't just read. We have to like have a piece of paper and like I guess take notes and somehow turn that concept into like I don't know like a step-by-step system or some sort. It's kind of annoying. So
It is also like because of my low blast. I have this thing where like I don't, whatever I'm writing, I don't want it to be wrong,
yeah,
and then I'll just like try to write everything over and over again, but I don't want that everything to be wrong, so I don't know how to explain it. I'll just not write anything because I'll be like, oh, I need to consume the same information even if I need to do that, and I'll still get it wrong. I was like, okay, I'm not ready to write things down yet,
that's weird. I don't understand that, but okay.
Blast. Okay. It's almost like I have this feeling that I need to be organized all the time.
Yeah.
I can't make a mess. So
Okay.
I'm just not going to do anything, you know?
It sounds like it's because you have double activated SI, and it's also because you have blast last. Like you don't want to, like you're almost being too perfectionist, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like the thing, because people with blast as a savior, they don't care about being professional. It's like, it's good enough, right? Well, like someone that has blast last, they're overly perfectionist, where to the point where they don't get anything done. They don't start, right? So that sounds like what's happening. It sounds like a blast last thing plus like a double activated SI. Um, you are a double decider. So would you say you are relatively balanced with self and tribe? Like you know, like
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you're yeah,
Yeah.
like
No, go on. Sorry.
oh yeah, you know, you do you talk. You're
uh, yeah, no. And I mean, that's one thing that I think I'm like happy about. It's just like, I can see self, I can see tribe. I'll get angry. I'll be like, okay, no, they had a reason. It's fine. It's fine. You know, I like that dynamic. Like even if I have fights with people, it's just it's like it's not such a big deal. Whereas I see like my INFP friend, she'll just be like obsessing over it and like you did what you could. Now, do you want to take some action? Do you not want to do it? Like it's like it's your problem, you know? Like I think I don't know. I think like that way I can be somewhat not that bad at taking responsibility because like I can see both point of views. So I don't really have that much of a problem with the tribe unless they're like an authority figure. And then I feel the need to constantly please authority figures. So I'm like, I can't be wrong if I say anything or else they'll hate me. So I'm not going to say anything. And then the blast thing comes. It's just like,
are you scared of authority figure? I mean, you do have the masculine S, you do have a SI fourth, right? So control. Let's talk about that. Like, are you scared of someone controlling you or telling you what to do or?
oh yeah. So my mom, I'm pretty sure she's SI masculine, TE maybe. TE, SI, masculine, and both are saviors. I'm fairly certain that's her type. And I get into fights with her like all the time. She's just like telling me what to do. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. I'll do it. And there's this thing where like recently I've asked my mom to like kind of help me be more accountable because like I feel like if I need to show things to other people that I'm doing, I'm more likely to do them.
Yeah.
Um, and like it's just so frustrating even though like I asked her to do it. It's like it's awful, you know, the dread of like actually having to show someone the and like it's almost like she has this control over me because she's like, oh, this is not good enough. I'm like, fuck, sorry, can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear as much as you want.
So
I'm an EP, so this channel, you can have as much chaos as you want.
great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like explaining it properly, but it's just just anything where there's control. If anyone tells me what to do, I don't even like YouTube videos that are like, this is how to fix your life. It's like, fuck off. No, that's not like, don't tell me what to do, you know?
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Does your mom have people problems? Because like if she was an ESTJ, then she would have people problems, right? So is her problems with people or is it with things?
It's both. Like, uh,
What's more predominant? Like if you were to like look at her track record, what is like the stronger one?
so I can see both, but like just because I did type her or I think she's SIT, I'm gonna say more
ISTJ?
problems. Yeah, ISTJ. Um, she does have a lot of people problems, but like I feel like it's not, you know, it doesn't originate, like people are a part of it, but it doesn't originate with the people. They're more the in between thing.
Okay, because if your mom was an EJ, then her problem would be like the other people, like those people, like they're big about groups, right? Like you know, like whenever there's like a racial issue, it's usually an EJ that makes a big deal out of it, right? Like for example, I'll give you an example. I went to work. I work in a community center, and there was a guy who from a distance started doing this to me, right? You know, which
Oh
is,
wait, I think I know because I've seen your videos. But yeah, go on.
yeah. So basically, long story short, I went up to him and I told him, like, that's condescending. You don't do that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then he freaked out to me and he said, I have nothing against your people, right? And I'm like what? I was talking about your behavior, not like my race. Like, what is this? Like, I wasn't calling you a racist white guy, like. And then later when I left the room, I came back. He was talking to Asian people. He's like, I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against your people. I'm like, what are you? Are you still on this shit? Like, what is wrong with you, man? Just chill out. Talk about your behavior. Like that's bad manners to do that to people. If you want to ask something, say, hey, excuse me, can we talk? Yeah. So it's like
That's just wow.
I was like, man, these EJ people are weird. Like, hell, like I don't understand this people problem thing.
Mm.
But then I also noticed, like, when I talk to IJs and they're talking about things, they're freaking out about things, right? I'm like, yes, I agree with you. Because it's like it's a thing problem, right? Like I have an IJ client that I work with, and I'm pretty sure he's an ISTJ, although with feminine SI probably. And with like demon N, like he doesn't use N at all, like no planning whatsoever. So I have to tell him what's coming to the future because he doesn't see, right? So we're talking about the weather and we're talking about snow, right? And he's like really into it. He's like, oh no, we need to get like a snow tire to make sure that that we don't slip in the snow when you're driving in the snow. It's like, I was like, yeah. And then the snow's gonna last for the next 7 days, and like we're really into it, right? But I'm pretty sure if you were like an EJ or IP watching the conversation, they'll just think this is boring shit. Like, what are you
What are you
talking
talking
about
about?
this weather for? But like an EP and IJs like this shit, right? Like they like the thing. So let's talk about that. So like, what kind of things would like freak you out?
Okay, the things would be honestly, it's mostly just like blast things. It's like I need to organize things. I see there's too much work. I can't like
Okay,
I
stop for a
dedicate.
second. Let me give you some example, and then you can give me some example. Okay. So I hate traffic because it everything is too slow. Like people are driving retarded, and like the moment that there's a little bit of like moisture that comes from the sky and like a little bit of droplets of water hits like a light rain essentially. People start driving like a turtle, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like hurry up. Like we need like
I can imagine that being me, but like, I don't know how to drive. But it's okay. My roommate's great, but um, it's just like okay, people. I don't know, like just touching my stuff without like my consent. I guess it's just so annoying. Like sometimes her shoes, her shoes like are on top of my shoes, and I don't like it, and it's so. It's so frustrating because it's like or like noises, oh my god, in the morning, or like the lightness. The light, I don't know. If I'm like sleeping and I hear the fucking door open and close, I'm just like my days were it's not like I'm being dramatic, but it's just okay. No, I'll tell you something. My roommate, she has this thing. Wait, I'll show you. You see that?
oh yeah, I see all her stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. She like
It's talking shit about your roommate.
she knows this. Like I communicate, but like she'll in the mornings when I'm sleeping, she won't like put her whatever like makeup or whatever in it. She'll fucking like throw it in the fucking thing, and it just like pisses me off
Yeah.
so much. Like she's great, but some things like the door, like any noise
Yeah.
in the morning, I can't. Like
Do you sleep in the same room?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
so
Is
she
that
has it on one side and I have it on the other side.
okay? I was just wondering. I was like, how come you can show me her stuff? I was like, oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No, I completely relate with you, especially the shoe thing. If like someone else's shoes on top of my shoe, that freaks me out.
it's
Yeah, I completely completely relate. So that's funny. Well, at least you're definitely an EP, or like a double decider.
yeah.
Now they said that people.
Wait, I have another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, like online calendars
Yeah.
or like just some websites in general, just why, like, so my school has this website. I literally like ranted about this yesterday, but like my university has this website, and you're just supposed like, and it has a calendar, but then it also has dates on syllabuses for when tests are. But like, why can't you just have the test dates automatically put in this really elaborate system that you made of a fucking calendar? Like, why does it have to be separate? Like, why do I have to do the work, you know? Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't understand. Why did you pay so much money if you wanted everybody to do everything manually? You know, it's just, I don't know. And
Well,
then calculators.
seems like whoever designed that thing doesn't have TE.
Yeah,
They don't because it doesn't work for everybody, right? Like you have to do it manually now. Now you have they're making you responsible for the SI.
so I was like,
That's why you're freaking out because you have to use the SI now. um, speaking of SI, they said that people who are EPs and IJs have problems with fear. So IJs have a fear of chaos, while
mm-hmm.
EPs have fear of control. So let's talk about that. The fear of EP, you specifically, is coming from the SI. So let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Like what about SI that you feel like scared about? Like what part of SI do you feel scared about? Or someone enforcing SI upon you?
Mm-hmm. It's it. I don't know if I feel fear. I know that I feel anger. Like, I get frustrated very easily with the SI, but
Yeah.
I don't particularly fear it.
What makes
Like,
you anxious?
what makes me anxious?
Yeah.
Honestly, people problems sometimes make me very anxious.
But what do those people do that makes you anxious?
Uh, I don't know. I haven't really thought of it.
That's fine.
I guess I don't know. There's like this fear of disappointing people. Okay. The fact this is very any really the fact that like people have control over. Oh well. Okay. Now I'm saying it. People have control over me, or can kind of manipulate my life to a
Yeah.
certain, like, I'm very bad at or I'm not bad at cutting people off, but like I'm very bad at completely disassociating myself with people, because there's always like, what if they have some information about me that will ruin my life?
Oh, I see. I see. They
You know?
have control over you
Yeah,
for missing information.
yeah. Like, what if one time I did this one thing and they know the people to contact, so that like I'll get into trouble and I didn't even do anything wrong, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a big fear. I'm getting a lot better with it, because I'm realizing like people are like, they don't care that much, but yeah.
You're energy dominant. Let's talk about that. So you're not info dominant. So you oftentimes are missing information. Do you feel like you don't need all the information? You're good with whatever you have sometimes, because you have blast last. That means you don't have blast and consume in your top three animals, but you do have sleep and play in your top three, meaning you're balanced with your energy
Yeah,
expenditure and conservation. So let's start with that. What is it like to be an energy dominant person?
I sleep a lot. Like, I don't know if that counts, but
So you know when you've gone too far expending energy, it's time to rest.
yeah, sometimes I feel like I just don't, like, maybe I don't even spend that much energy, and I'm like, oh, tired, you just sleep, bye bye. You know, it's just, I don't know.
It's kind of weird. Your type as consume play sleep. You seem very consume sleep play actually.
I know a lot of people have said that, just
Like
surprising.
like talking to you, you sound like a mope, kind of like you're
Wow, thanks.
like in a good way, like like you're introverted. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think that's mostly like the beginning interactions, and then after that, it's kind of,
But you start blowing up.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just curious because like I'm talking to you now. I'm like, oh, you seem very consume sleep. play, more than consume, play, sleep. Especially you just talking about like your sleep, like you're like, yo, sometimes I just sleep for like no reason, and like I'm like, oh, that sounds very like consume sleep, like you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I think like it's more with people I know. I'm definitely a lot more energetic. Like
Yeah.
people have to tell me to shut up, but I guess since it's like, and news also like to a certain extent scary for me. I don't know why.
What's
It's just
good?
new information, not new information, but like more like new people.
Oh, new
It's like
people.
new environments. And maybe that's just SE perhaps. I don't know, but
Yeah. Okay, that could be yeah, it could be SE, new environment. Yeah,
yeah. So that's, I mean, that's very scary for me. But once I get to know people, I think I'm a little more
like
not
talkative and
not a mope.
out of okay. Um, do you have problems with missing information at all? Like, um, because I'll give you an example. So I'm info dominant, right? I have blast and consume in my top three. So for me, when there's missing information, I freak out. Or like if the information is not accurate, I freak out right away, and I can see it right away. Well, I noticed that people who is either missing consume or blast in their top three tend to make assumptions about what happened. So do you find yourself making assumptions about what happened?
Yeah, I make a lot of assumptions for not doing the SI, you know?
Yeah,
Like I'll read a part of the concept and I'll be like, oh, okay, I can, this is what it means. But in reality, like it wouldn't mean that.
yeah,
Or like, there's more and I could be wrong.
yeah,
But at the same time, like for things that I do care about, my TI, like my accuracy comes in, where it's just like, no, you have to see what's right, and you need to like and that's the thing with me. It's there's really no balance. It's like if things that I don't care about, I'll read a little bit and I'll try to like extrapolate whatever it means in my head.
yeah.
Whereas for more like TI, sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
That's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. You have SI fourth, so it's okay. Try again.
I also have ADD, so um, but
Probably from the NE.
probably yeah. Oh yeah, no, but it's like I assume a lot, like if in a situation what people would tell me, you know, because it's like there's information online. Like, why do you need more information from people?
Yeah,
Like my mom is very um, go to this person. Like so in college, like I had to go to the registrar's office or whatever. I was like, no, I'll just Google it. She's like, no, go to the people, ask them.
yeah.
Yada yada. And I was like, why should I do that? All the information's online. And she's like, no, go. And then I would go, and then she'd be right, and I'd hate it. But it's just,
That's so funny. I did notice people would blast last refusing to do that, like refusing to make a phone call or asking someone in person. Like they just refuse to speak up about it. You know, it's like you don't want to talk. You know.
yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't like it takes so much energy to like do that thing. And then once you do it, I'm just like, I'm so cool. I blasted, but you know,
So you're proud of yourself when you actually do it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. That's interesting. All right, Noor. I think I already asked you all the questions. So I'll ask you two last things. So first, I'm gonna put you on the spot and get you to blast a little bit. Um, so for anyone that's an ENTP that is struggling with SI, what kind of advice would you give them to improve their SI?
Do they have SI feminine, SI masculine?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but I get mostly just like do it. Just look at the SI. Like something I've noticed with myself is if I don't like the SI, I'm just gonna not look at it. It's just it doesn't exist in my world. So kind of actually consciously like seeing it, reminding yourself every day that this thing does exist. You need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Um, that's it. That could be helpful.
And then I have functions that you don't have. I have FI and TE. Do you have any questions about FI and TE?
Yes, I do. So you say you don't like sharing your feelings and stuff with other people, right?
Well, unless I know them already. Yeah.
Yeah. Or how does that, like, what do you have a criteria as to where the FI comes? Like, where do you?
Yeah, I mean, there's people that I really like, and there's people that are just acquaintances, and there's people I don't like. So if you're an acquaintance or I don't like you, I probably won't tell you much about how I feel.
Mhm.
But if it's someone like my girlfriend or a close friend, or my sisters,
Mhm.
then yeah, I can go tell them my FI, and I'm cool with it because they're in my FI box, you could say. you know,
Okay.
yeah, like they're inside the box. Yeah.
Okay. How does your FITE double deciding work? Like, how are you with people?
Well, I mean, the best way for me to talk about this is like planning let's say a vacation. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm planning a vacation, right? So, okay, let's say we're gonna go to let me think. Okay, let's say we're going to Thailand. Let's just say I'm just making this up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask everyone. All right, what do you want to go and what do you want to see? So let's say I'm going with my girlfriend, my sister, and yeah, let's say I'm going with my girlfriend, my sister. So my sister might go up to me. He's like, I want to go hiking, or no, my sister might say, yeah, I want to go hiking. I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna put in itinerary hiking, and then my girlfriend go up to me. He's like, I want to try local food. I like street food. I'm like, okay, street food. Then I look to myself and I'm like, what do I want to do? And I'll be like, oh, I want to see this temple and I want to go attend this event. Okay, because that's what I like. It's an FI, right? That's what I like. So
Mhm.
when I plan the trip, then I make sure that we go hiking to appease my sister. And then after we finish hiking, we'll go eat street food to appease my girlfriend. And then later I'll tell them, hey, we gotta go to this event. I really want to go. And then that's what we'll do. And then that's pretty much it.
And
It's
do you have
straightforward.
masculine FI or like
What's that?
do you have masculine FI?
I have masculine FI. Yeah.
Okay. So do you ever see yourself compromising for other people?
I go for win-win. So if we can't achieve win-win, then there's no deal. Like we're not gonna do it.
Okay. But what if like would but do you like say there's no win-win if there's just you winning, someone else not? Would you rather not do it or would you just do your thing?
No, I don't like to screw people over, so I'm not gonna do it. Like it's like, okay, well, I don't want to screw you over, so let's not do it. You know.
Oh, but it doesn't have to be screwing someone over. It's more like say something works out for you, but it doesn't work out for someone else. Would you just still do it?
It depends. It really depends what it is. So like, if it's in my bucket list, and I
Mhm.
must achieve this in my life, okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
But if it's not on my bucket list, then I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to. Just because I like it doesn't mean like I don't want to screw anyone over or make someone uncomfortable. Like I'm not gonna do that. Un-
Okay.
Unless it's in my bucket list. If it's on my bucket list, then I'll be selfish in this situation. I'll be like, okay, you know what?
Okay.
I'm
Fair
gonna
enough.
yeah, I'm gonna take it this situation. Yeah, at this point, But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't know if that answered your question.
That was pretty double decided, but like makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we're both double decided, right? So it's
But
it's just
also,
different. What's that?
how was your SI when you were younger? Say when you were my age. Like, what were do you know like your biggest fears or?
Oh no, I completely disrespected the SI.
Oh, really? How?
My room was a huge mess. There was like crap all over the floor. Like all my clothes none of my clothes was in my closet. It was all on the floor. So if I needed to wear something, I look in this like big pile of clothes and I pick something out. Um, and and then um, ironically, I was better with money when I was younger than now. I think I'm
Mhm.
bad with money now, but I'm working on it. When I was a kid, I was pretty good with money. Actually, I was good at saving. But nope, I completely disrespected the SI. Like I always said, nope, I don't need to enforce self-discipline on myself. I don't need to enforce self-control. I'm not going to make a schedule because I don't want to be controlled by a schedule. I want to do whatever I feel like doing in a moment,
Yeah.
which turned out to be bad because then I actually lost freedom because
Mm.
I'm not controlling myself. So now, like as an older EP, I guess I could say you need to have that self-control to have freedom. Like if you have I don't know, self-control to save money, then you have the freedom to spend it on things that you like later on, you know.
Right.
Or even better, if you have money saved up, then you don't have to work for a organization that you don't want to work for. But if you don't save up money, then you're trapped working for an organization. So they have control over you. So if you don't control your finances, then someone else will control you. So that's kind of like the stuff that I've been kind of playing with recently. I'm like, like sometimes I want to buy something and I'm like, if I buy this, I'm going to be stuck working for this place for longer. So I'm like, okay, I'll take I won't gather this time, even though I want to gather. I want to gather buying something. I'm not going to do it, even though I want to, because I don't want to get controlled.
Fair enough. Do you ever like assign the tribe with, like, are you all about, oh, I can do this on my own, or how are you with like asking for help?
I can ask for help. Like that's
like is it do you hold other people responsible for you to a certain extent, or are you more like, no, this is my thing, like I'm not gonna.
It depends what it is. No, usually I do my own thing, but if I need help, I'll ask for help. That doesn't bother me. But keep in mind, I have blast second, right? Like
Oh, okay.
I have a weird ENFP type. Like I'm play blast, consume sleep, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm the most extroverted type supposedly. So so I can, blast for me as SIT. So supposedly I'm good at telling the tribe what to do, supposedly. But I do have feminine TE, right? So when I do it, I'm not really telling them what to do. I'm kind of guiding them because it's soft. It's feminine TE, right? So it's not aggressive.
Okay.
Like my girlfriend has masculine TE for sure, and she gets really bossy when she gets triggered, right? But only when she gets triggered. When she doesn't triggered, she's really passive. So yeah, so it's like it's kind of like you. I think my girlfriend has double masculine blast actually. Or no, maybe she doesn't. No, she doesn't. But she has masculine TE for sure. So she gets aggressive. Like she pisses people off. Yeah.
No, interesting.
All right, Noor. Thanks for doing the interview. That was good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
All right, and I'm gonna stop the recording and we're